Howdy. So last year I had an idea that came to me, and it kind of got put on the back burner because I don't really deal with setting up sluices out in the river. It's a pain in the ass. I'm in a state where I can run pumps. I'd rather do that. But I thought of this concept. Tell me what you think. And again, this is a really rough proof of concept. I just need to see how it works and then make more of a commercial version. But my idea is basically what I'm calling Insta-Dam. Little play on words, not Instagram, Insta-Dam. But as anybody set up a sluice in the river, I mean, it's maybe 10% of the time you get the perfect spot where you want to dig, and it's a perfect angle, perfect flow, and the thing just plops in and goes really, it just works perfect. Otherwise, you're having to go way out in the heavy currents and then dragging your material way out to that, or having to spend the next hour building a dam. I don't know about you, but I'm a gold prospector. I'm not a beaver. I don't want to spend a hour digging a dam. I just want to, as soon as I get on the river, run material. I don't even want to play around. And another thing for the environmentalists, we get a lot of crap for not filling in our holes, but a lot of people will dam an entire stream up all the way across, and then they'll fill in their hole, but then they'll leave the dam there. That dam is probably more destructive to aquatic life than a hole would be, because if that stream dries up in the summer and the fish need to swim downstream to a lake or pond or whatever for deeper pools, now they can't. And I know once you set that dam up, you want to come back, so you don't want to tear it down, but I mean, it should at least open up some of it so the water can flow. So this is what I come up with. I got kind of a complicated version here. I actually, I'll show you how I made these real quick. But these are pull down curtains, and I'm hoping that will work. Once they're staked into the ground, you pull it wide out, or you can keep it simple. I tried using wooden garden stakes, but they just wouldn't go in the hard rock. So I ended up cutting them off the bottoms and picking up these off Amazon. They're like $1.25 a piece once you buy a pack of them. Or I could try to do something like that to really get it anchored, because you guys know that trying to dig in the river is not always the easiest thing, and trying to get something pinned down is going to be a pain. But rolls up tight, unrolls, and I'll show you right now. Obviously I could have set the sluice up better. I'm just trying to prove a point. Not the best ideal. I don't have a good flow rate. I mean, I'm barely getting any sand to move out of this thing. So right there is pretty horrible, right? So give me a minute to set up the Insta-Dam, and I'll show you my thought process. I'll start with these. I don't know how that's going to hold up. The problem with that is the inner core is cardboard, so once that starts getting wet, I think it's going to fall apart. Ideally, this would be a better setup. If I was to sell these commercially, I'd like to have a pull out, so you can just set the perfect length, whether it's a foot up to like 6-8 feet. But let me set this up. I'll show you real quick. Should be pretty good. And then I'll show you the difference in the flow. I'll just show you real quick. It's improved a little, but you understand what the concept I'm trying to do here. Set up a damming system that sets up in minutes, not a half hour, and then when you leave it goes away. But you can see I increased the flow already, just a little bit. Again, this isn't the ideal spot. The river's kind of flooding today, which is making it a little tough. Every time I set it up there, the sluice wants to float off, and I have no big rocks around here. This is all small stuff. So if you get a small stream with a little cobble like this, with with slow feed rate, I'd probably go another couple feet with these things, and you got an instant dam. It's just a matter of setting up the right entry. If this was an 8-inch sluice wider, it'd probably be even easier. But what do you think? I'm gonna try that real quick, show you. But overall, just like I said, just a really rough proof of concept. It does work. I'd like to go a little wider. It's not ideally the spot, but what this will do is it'll allow you to set up your sluice quickly with the proper flow right where you're digging, because that's the biggest thing. I don't want to drag buckets out in the center of the river and and stand there, because you can't sit on anything. I want to set up where I'm digging, where it's nice and comfortable, or I could just put a chair right here and just relax. And my Insta-Dam could do that. So let me just set these up and see if it's any better. And there you go. Those are actually too tall, and weirdly I need the spikes longer or set down a little lower. Those are just screwed in. I'll show you after how I made these things, but that actually worked better than I thought. I didn't think that was going to hold up. And again, get a little better flow. Ideally not the perfect spot, but I can play around with it a little more, maybe go wider. I actually thought about having a second stake in the middle, because I figured if you get some serious pressure, that thing's going to want to pull that thing down the stream. But what do you think? Am I onto something, or am I just being a little crazy? But again, just show you, I had some nylon. I bought this a while back. I made some actually snowshoes out of it. It's a heavy canvas. You could use a tarp, a 3x6 tarp. Just fold the 3 feet 3 times, so you get like a 12-inch, because you don't need it that tall. I just stapled it in with construction staples, and then these spikes are screwed on. Again, I used a Phillips, so I have a screwdriver here, so I could adjust this if I had to. I don't know if this is ideal, but it definitely goes in the rock nice. I may have to put some rocks around just to keep that supported. But yeah, I'm just a really rough concept. This is the first time I've been able to try it. Like I mentioned last time, I just tried using regular wooden garden stakes, and they were getting mangled trying to pound those in. It may work here because it's just a little softer, and then it folds up pretty small. So it wouldn't take much to pack that out to wherever you are. Pretty neat, huh? I think it is. I just wanted to see how it works. Now I know it works. I can work better on the anchoring points, more of the retraction, because again, those aren't going to hold up. The shade idea was kind of cool. If you want to do this yourself and you want to experiment more with these shades, you can get them at, I think, Lowe's and Home Depot. I've got those at Home Depot. You can get them custom cut there. I got them cut down to, I think, 18 inches wide, which is the smallest they'll go. And I ended up putting a PVC pipe in between the connections. Again, because there's cardboard here, and I was worried once it gets wet, it's going to kick. And these are just the standard little spring clips. So if that folds the littlest bit, it's going to pop out. So there's actually a piece of PVC pipe in there to prevent that from ever bending. And then I just, you know, screwed the anchor point down tight enough to hold it in place. But you get the concept, right? It's actually working pretty good. This is a horrible, it's barely even flowing here. I need to get out more there, but it's just, everything's floating away, and the current might be a little stronger than I'd like to really test this out. But again, just proving out a concept. I like finding gold, but I like making stuff, new products to help you easier. You know, get the gold easier, more efficiently, I should say. So stay tuned. There may be some more on this one. If you want to make it yourself, go for it. Super simple. And if you do, give me some feedback. And like I said, I don't know if it's worth even trying to make a commercial version, because I think it'd be kind of pricey once you get all the components. But I'll have to look into it, and once I really dial it in. I don't think it's going to work on every single river, but if I can make it work on like 70% of the rivers out there, I think that's a win. That's, you know, 70% of the rivers you don't have to stack rocks for a half hour and get gold. But on that note, I'm actually filming a video. Either it's going to be before this or after. So either look forward to that video, or if after watching this, look back in the timeline and you'll see the posting of it. But again, put down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Maybe some suggestions. I think it works. It's just trying to get the right hardware to make it last, because I don't want to. It's pointless to make something that's going to last 5 minutes and then, you know, or a one-time use. I don't do that way. If I'm going to make something, it's going to last. So, again, Insta-Dam. Get out there, get out there and get gold. If not, get out there and make some new stuff for the people that are getting gold. I think the industry's a little stagnant. A lot of stuff isn't really changing. It's very minute, and I think we can do a lot better. It's, you know, 2026. We got AI. Have AI design a better setup. See what it can do. Until next time, I'll see you then.